About 45 years ago, I got this guitar. It's a guitar that was manufactured in 1973, and a couple of years later, I bought it from the guy who I suppose bought it new. Around that same time, to be exact, on November 10th, 1975, a ship sank in Lake Superior during a horrific storm. The research that I did said that they figure the waves were 35 or 40 feet high, and it was an ore carrier carrying 26,000 tons of iron ore. It was one of the largest ore carriers ever on the Great Lakes, and it was called the Edmund Fitzgerald. This is a song that Gordon Lightfoot wrote about it shortly after it happened, actually. He had read a story in the newspaper and decided to write this song. I had never heard of this ship or even knew about ore carriers or anything until this song came out. So here it is, Gordon Lightfoot, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchigumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than me Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. Good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Later that night when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind they'd been feeling? The wind in the wires made a tattletale sound, and the wave broke over the railing. And every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the witch of November come stealing. The dawn came late, and the breakfast had to wait, when the gales of November came slashing. Afternoon came, it was freezing rain, in the face of a hurricane west wind. Supper time came, the old cook came on deck, saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed ya." At 7 p.m. a main hatchway caved in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know ya." The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. Later that night, when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they'd put 15 more miles behind her. They might have split up, or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water. And all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters. Lake Huron rolls, Superior sings in the ruins of her ice water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen. Further below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. The iron boats go, as the mariners all know, in the gales of November, remember. In a musty old hall in Detroit they prayed, in the Maritime Sailors' Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down to the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November